Holocaust denial has become one of the most notable anti-Semitic movements since the end of World War II, despite the Holocaust being the best documented genocide in history. First seen as early as the 1940s by the likes of Paul Rassner and Austin App, deniers, or revisionists as they prefer to be called, distort facts such as the number of Jews killed and how they were killed. Deniers distort history by the use of a variety of arguments. I will focus on debunking the last 3 points. So how do we as historians prove the Holocaust happened, and furthermore, rebut deniers' arguments? That question leads perfectly into prominent deniers' claims that there is no credible evidence that proves the Holocaust happened. The Institute for Historical Review, or the IHR, argue no real evidence exists that proves the Holocaust beyond reasonable doubt. The IHR argue the only evidence is the post-war testimonies of survivors, and these testimonies often contradict each other. These claims are frankly ridiculous. We prove the existence of the Holocaust with a variety of evidence, and in my opinion, survivor testimonies are actually the least influential. For deniers to be right, all survivors, perpetrators, and bystanders need to be wrong or lying. Survivor accounts are important, however their credibility is often questioned due to the stress and anxiety they experienced. As a result, their testimonies are often riddled with confusion and disorientation. Consequently, historians have claimed survivor testimonies not to be historical fact, but rather psychological truth. Nonetheless, these testimonies are still accounts of historical events, and are therefore still crucial to proving the Holocaust. Arguably, the most compelling evidence are the testimonies made by the Nazi perpetrators at the Nuremberg trials. The trials included admissions from Rudolf Höss, who explained personal orders from Himmler to turn Auschwitz into a large-scale extermination camp. The quote you're reading is just one of the many processes explained by Höss. Importantly, some confessions came from people like Judge Conrad Morgan or SS Dr. Kramer, who were not accused of a crime at the time of their admissions. These confessions are particularly important not just because of their historical value, but aids to dispel deniers' theories of coercion. The Nazis themselves disagree with Holocaust denial. Historians often debate about how many Jews actually died during the Holocaust. As you can see, the exact number will vary. However, 6 million has become a fairly universally accepted number. App argues that many Jews merely fled to the USA and were assumed dead. Furthermore, a memorial plaque at Auschwitz was changed recently from stating 4 million to 1 million were killed. Deniers claim that shouldn't the number actually be 3 million then? In a simple answer, no, it should not. It has been well recorded that roughly 4 million Jews were killed in death camps, another 2 million by the Arzengruppen, disease, and starvation. Furthermore, the figure of 6 million can be further demonstrated by the amount of Jews living in Europe before and after World War II. The plaque outside Auschwitz, Breitbart states, was inflated to 4 million by the communist Poles to blur the uniqueness of Jewish suffering in Auschwitz. The number was changed with the end of communism in Poland to reflect the correct amount of Jews killed in the camp. The figure of 6 million has always been in line with the lower Auschwitz numbers. Another denier claim is that no Jews died in gas chambers or were cremated. Deniers argue that the majority of deaths occurred due to typhus, starvation, and lack of medical attention. Importantly, they argue the gas Zyklon B was used in Auschwitz to fumigate clothes bearing typhus. Furthermore, David Irving argues that if bodies were removed just 10 minutes after the gassing, the Sonderkommando would have also died. Survivor and Nazi testimonies clearly dispel the theory that typhus killed the majority of Jews. Deniers are correct in saying the gas was used to fumigate clothes bearing lice. However, it was primarily used to kill human beings. The same concentration of Zyklon B can kill human beings much quicker than lice. As far as the removal of bodies, it is well documented by Gutmann that there were ventilation systems that could remove the gas in just 5 minutes. Regarding the cremation ovens, deniers claim it is impossible to cremate that amount of people in the amount of time the extermination camps were active. The Institute for Historical Review claim it takes roughly an hour and a half to cremate a body, and, in order to meet the millions that were cremated, the machinery would have had to run almost 24/7. Deniers are getting confused between the cremation we use nowadays for funerals and the cremation Nazis used for mass murder. The system used in Auschwitz was able to keep burning from the heat of previous bodies. Furthermore, due to the killings of children and the malnourishment of prisoners, at least 2 people were able to fit into each oven. To summarize, Deniers start with their conclusion and shape their theory to show that evidence appears to point towards it. Holocaust denial is anti-Semitic in nature, and deniers themselves often have prejudice against Jews in order to make such ludicrous claims. Lipstadt argues, Holocaust denial is not a clear and present danger, it is a clear and future danger. In an age where Iran supports denial, and Israel is under constant threat, deniers' distortion of history is more dangerous to society than it seems.